All right, today's pep talk, we are talking about asking for help. I feel like I struggled with this so much, especially at the beginning of my marriage, asking my partner for help, asking my kids for help, and asking anybody outside the home for help. And I think that what society teaches us and what we learn is that we are supposed to be able to do it all, that we get to wear everything we can handle as a badge of honor. And only when everything is falling apart and we hit our breaking point, then it's okay to ask for help. And this was inspired by an email from Samantha Siffering, who is a coach. I'm in her program right now too. And she was talking about this. And I thought, oh my gosh, my own journey. When I first got married, I was pregnant. I was 18 years old. Well, I was 19 by the time I got married. And I had my baby at 19. And I just thought I had to take care of everything. And I've got to tell you, it was so freaking lonely. It sucked, honestly. And I didn't ask for help for a very long time. Even when I remember having our third baby, and I remember feeling miserable because I just wanted to spend some time alone with him. And I didn't know how to voice that need. I mean, obviously, it's as simple as being like, hey, I'd love some alone time with my baby. Do you think you could take my other two kids? And I felt the same way with my second baby because you have the first, and you don't have any other kids. And so they get all your time. You're able to take a nap with them, you're able to snuggle them whenever you want, and you don't have another kid also wanting your attention. And then comes like the second and subsequent kids. And I feel like I really missed out on a lot with each one because I was too afraid to ask for help. And I just thought that I was supposed to handle it all on my own, carry it all, and just do it. And so it felt really lonely, and I got really resentful during this time. I do remember that. Like, I don't think when I was in it, I exactly knew. I just knew it felt bad. But now looking back on it, I see where I was feeling kind of resentful and really upset. I remember crying a lot. I'm sure postpartum had a play in that. I did experience postpartum with my first horribly, but my second wasn't quite as bad. And then my third, he kind of hit me because he was born in the winter. So I couldn't really go outside or do anything. Um, but I was too afraid to ask for help. I felt guilty. I felt like I was being a burden on somebody else by asking them if they would take my other kids. And I wore that like a freaking badge of honor. Like, they were like, I don't know how you do it all. And I'm like, oh, you know what? It's not that bad. And I would just make up these lies in my head that it felt good and I was enjoying it. And I really wasn't. I really wasn't. I really felt alone. I didn't know how to ask for help. I felt like if I did ask for help, I was not a good mom because I couldn't handle it all. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. It is absolutely okay to ask for help. It is absolutely okay for you to ask for help before you hit your breaking point. It is not a bad thing that you want to spend time alone with your baby and have your other one go play somewhere else so you can spend that time with them. That is not bad. And I wish so much that somebody just would have told me that sooner. So, this is me telling you, I see you. I understand what you are going through because I've been there too. And this even carried into when my husband would just go to work and I would take care of the kids and the bills and the house and the laundry and everything else. And then he'd come home to a hot meal cooked on the table, like you see in the 50s movies, right? Like, I never wore the cute dresses. I don't love dresses, but that's what our life looked like. And it felt like shit to me. And I was too afraid to ask for help. And then one day I hit my breaking point and I was like, look, homeboy, you can help me out or I'm done. And I had hit my breaking point. And so then it comes across not as nice as it should have. And I will say, like, he stepped up and he was happy to. And I feel like that if you have a partner that truly supports you, they're going to be there to do the same. They don't know what you're struggling with if you never tell them. And my husband and I were having this conversation the other day about how if we would have just voiced our needs instead of hitting that breaking point in the beginning, we wouldn't be where we are right now. Me looking back and realizing where I gave my power away, him starting to feel his emotions and recognize the part he played in that. And if he would have just voiced his need, then we wouldn't have any resentment toward each other. Maybe I shouldn't say any, I don't know. But right now we have resentment toward each other simply because we didn't ask for help. I don't want that for you. It is okay to ask for help. I just want you to know that. There is no shame around it. It does not mean you're a bad mom. It actually means you're a good mom if you're willing to ask for help, because then you're going to show up better as a human being because you feel better. Now you're not struggling as much emotionally, physically, trying to keep up with everything that you need to keep up with. Some of that stuff is taken off your plate so that you can show up as the best version of you for your husband, for your partner, for your kids. How good would that feel? I want you to really think about how good would that feel? Because I'm going to tell you, I've been married for 16 years and I am no relationship coach by any means, but now I'm dealing with all the shit because I take my accountability. My husband didn't ask me to do those things. He didn't ask me to have a hot meal on the table every night when he got home. He didn't ask me to make sure the house was always clean and that laundry was always done. He didn't ask me to do any of that. I just did it because I thought it was what I was supposed to do. And now I'm unpacking all the resentment toward him while also taking my own radical responsibility for the part that I played, while he gets to take his responsibility for the part that he played. And so now we're like unpacking and undoing years of this. So don't do that to yourself. Ask for help when you need it, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling emotionally down or drained or frustrated, so that you can show up as the best mom and the best human that you can be, because you deserve that. You deserve the help that you need so that you can be the best version of you that you want to be. Don't ever doubt that for a second. And if you ever want help figuring out how to do this, hit me up. All my links are in the show notes. Let's have a conversation. Send me a DM. I'm always hanging out on Instagram. I love having conversations with people around this. Please, please don't be afraid to ask for help. I actually offer a bonus module in my Mom Biz Mastery program all about spouse communication, how to ask for help, because I think it's something that we as women don't do very often. So if you're like most, maybe you're doing this too, and you think that all the weight needs to be carried on your shoulders, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't. So hit me up. Let's have a conversation. I will talk to you next time.